Yeah, obviously, news is devastating. When we got the news just, half an hour ago. I was taken back, to be honest, because he's such an icon. British icon, boxing, sports, true Man City fan. But most importantly, he was a man of the people. He was the nicest guy ever.
The boxing world has been shaken by the sudden death of Ricky Hatton, one of Britain's most beloved fighters, who was found dead at his home in Greater Manchester at just 46 years old.
It's the British boxing champion, Ricky Hatton, has died. He was 46. Greater Manchester Police have released a statement saying that officers were called by a member of the public to attendance at a property in Hyde at 6:45 a.m. today, where they found the body of a 46-year-old man. There are not currently believed to be any suspicious circumstance.
His passing has left fans, fellow athletes, and celebrities stunned, as tributes continue to pour in from every corner of the sporting world. Hatton's death was confirmed early Sunday morning when police officers discovered his body in Hyde after being called to his residence. Authorities have confirmed there are no suspicious circumstances surrounding his death, but the loss has left a gaping hole in the hearts of millions who admired him both for his achievements inside the ring and for his personality outside of it. Ricky Hatton's career was the stuff of legends. Born in Stockport, he grew up with boxing in his blood, honing his craft in a makeshift gym in the basement of his parents' pub. From those humble beginnings, he carved out a reputation as one of the most determined and gritty fighters Britain has ever produced. Known affectionately as the Hitman, Hatton rose to become a two-division world champion, holding titles at both light welterweight and welterweight. His defining moment came in 2005, when he shocked the world by defeating the formidable Kostya at the Men Arena in Manchester. That night turned him into a national hero and solidified his reputation as a world-class competitor. Hatton's relentless fighting style, determination, and ability to inspire his fans made him a household name, not just in Britain but across the globe.
You know, I had lots of good times in the boxing ring. You know, the fights in Las Vegas where all the fans went over to see me beating Kostya at the MEN Arena. You know, it's the fight at the City Manchester Stadium where 58,000 turned up. Lots of good boxing stories that they're going to read about. But you know, some of the stories in there I've been very, very open with. You know, I think a few jaws will hit the floor, but I've always been honest. I've always said it the way it is. I think that's why people like me.
When you see these big fights, and we're talking about these big potential fights, is there any part of you that thinks, I want to be back in there again, or is that completely finished with
Not at all, no. Well, I think it every day, whenever there's a clip on TV. And I also think, well, I often think, oh, I miss it, you know, but I never think, yeah, let's give it another go again, because I did that in Senchenko. No disrespect to Senchenko, he's a good fighter. I think a few years back really would have gone through.
At his peak, Hatton had an incredible undefeated record of 43-0. His momentum, however, was halted in 2007 when he took on Floyd Mayweather Jr. in Las Vegas. More than 30,000 British fans made the trip across the Atlantic to support him, a testament to his enormous popularity. Despite being stopped by Mayweather, the chants of "there's only one Ricky Hatton" continued to echo around the MGM Grand even after the fight ended. That unwavering support was proof of the unique bond he had with his fan base.
Another great fighter that I was able to clash with, that I want to take my hat off to say he was a warrior. Of course, Ricky the Hitman Hatton. You know, to become great, you must face great oppositions, and Ricky Hatton was a tough competitor. And just November 13th, I'm gonna go out there and just have fun. I've been here so many times. It's just another day.
2 years later, Hatton stepped into the ring with another all-time great, Manny Pacquiao. That fight ended in defeat as well, but Pacquiao himself remembered Hatton fondly as not just a brave opponent, but a man of kindness and character outside the ropes. In fact, throughout his career, even when faced with setbacks, Hatton always carried himself with the same determination and heart that had won him so many admirers.
Mis inmortales, los saludo con mucho gusto, espero que se encuentren muy bien. Desafortunadamente no siempre tenemos buenas noticias, y es que el día de hoy, 14 de septiembre, amanecimos con la información de que Ricky Hitman Hatton falleció a los 46 años de edad. Debido a esto, Manny Pacquiao, uno de sus rivales, a través de sus redes sociales dijo lo siguiente: estoy profundamente triste por enterarme de la muerte de Ricky Hatton. No solo fue un gran luchador dentro del ring, sino también un hombre valiente y amable en la vida. Compartimos momentos inolvidables en la historia del boxeo y siempre honraré el respeto y la deportividad que demostró. Ricky luchó valientemente no solo en el ring, sino en su viaje por la vida. Realmente tuvo una buena pelea y todos estamos bendecidos de haber sido parte de su maravilloso viaje. Pues hasta aquí la información, mi gente. Descanse en paz esta leyenda del boxeo, Ricky Hatton. Hasta luego.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. And I think by the time I got in the ring for the Manny Pacquiao thing, I was a little more a shell of myself. But I think when I fought Floyd, I was a little bit more something like, you know what I mean? Yeah, but when I fought Manny, I think the light had burnt out. Yeah.
After retiring in 2012, Hatton left behind an outstanding professional record of 45 wins and 48 fights. His battles in the ring were legendary, but his struggles outside of it were equally well documented. In the years following his retirement, he spoke openly about his battles with depression, heavy drinking, and drug use. He even admitted to attempting to take his own life several times. Hatton described that period as being like a runaway train, his life spiraling out of control. Despite those struggles, he gradually began to open up about mental health.
I get a lot of satisfaction when I talk about my mental health, and I get a lot of comments back on my socials, you know, saying, oh, thanks Rick, that really helped me out. And people see me when I'm in the gym doing my training now, you know, I'm 46 years of age, but I still do my training every day. It's nice that inspires people. But it's nice that it's inspired a few people.
Even with those personal challenges, Hatton never stayed too far away from the sport he loved. In 2022, he stepped back into the ring for an exhibition fight against Marco Antonio Barrera, a rival who had since become a close friend. That event was more about celebrating his legacy than competing at the highest level. Earlier this year, Hatton even announced plans for another comeback fight in Dubai, scheduled for December, sparking excitement among fans who still long to see him in action. Sadly, that fight will never happen.
I did an exhibition against Marco Antonio Barrera a couple of years ago, and it was great for me that I got in training, I got in shape. You know, it inspired a lot of people, you know, for me to get in shape again at the age I'm in, you know, and bearing in mind all my problems I've had personally with mental health and stuff like that. I think it was nice for so many people to come up to me and go, oh, I've always struggled with my weight, and to see you get it off at your age, and I've always struggled with my mental health and I've had my problems, and to see from where you were a few years ago to what you're doing with yourself now, I said, and it's inspirational. And people said, would you always do another? I said, I'd always look at it because of how positive the last one was for me.
Tributes from across the sporting world highlight just how much Ricky Hatton meant to people. Tyson Fury, a close friend and fellow Mancunian, was one of the first to react with heartbreak. UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall, another fighter from Manchester, also expressed his devastation, calling Hatton the original People's Champion and remembering staying up late as a boy to watch him fight. Other boxers, from Amir Khan to Jake Paul, Chris Eubank Jr., and Darren Till, shared their sadness and respect. Hatton's influence reached beyond boxing. Football stars, celebrities, and even musicians joined in paying their respects. Manchester City, his lifelong football club, honored him with a minute's applause before their derby clash with Manchester United at the Etihad Stadium, a fitting tribute for a fan who embodied the spirit of the city. Pep Guardiola, City's manager, described him as part of the club's family, while former United and England striker Wayne Rooney, who had once carried Hatton's belts into the ring before a fight, spoke of being devastated at the news.
4 celebrities who reacted most strongly to Ricky Hatton's death. The last one grieved more than his daughter. Number 4, Amir Khan, a close friend of Hatton and a former world boxing champion, said, "Ricky, thank you for your fights and courage. You showed us what was possible. If you're struggling, speak up and ask for help. Rest in peace. You will always be in the boxing ring of our memories." Number 3, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury posted on Instagram, "Unbelievable that he's gone at such a young age. There's only one Ricky Hatton in the world. His words were filled with shock and sorrow over Hatton's passing, affirming Hatton's unique status in the boxing world. Number 2, Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney immediately released a video saying, "Ricky, you are a perfect embodiment of the spirit of sports. In the boxing ring, you fought fearlessly, and every punch shook people's hearts. Right now, the entire sports world is mourning for you. May you rest in peace." Number 1, Pep Guardiola. After Ricky Hatton's death, before the match between Manchester City and Manchester United, a memorial ceremony for Hatton was held at the Etihad Stadium. Guardiola watched the ceremony with tears in his eyes.
Boxing journalist Steve Bunce captured Hatton's impact by describing him as the true people's champion. According to Bunce, Hatton gave every ounce of his soul when he fought, whether in victory or in defeat. His story was one of grit, determination, and a relentless drive to prove himself against the odds. Many felt that Hatton should never have achieved what he did, yet through pure willpower and desire, he reached the highest levels of the sport.
Spencer's such sad news. I'm sorry to hear about your friend.
Very sad, very sad. Ricky was a great fighter, you know, that had a 15-year career, over 48 fights. And, you know, no one had the fan base that Ricky Hatton had. You know, he had 20,000 people traveling over to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
When he boxed Floyd Mayweather back in 2007, and he had a glittering career. He really did, only losing 3 of those 48 fights, and they were to the best. A real sad loss, and you know, it's a real sad loss. He's a beautiful guy, and yeah, my condolences go out to Ricky's family, you know, at this time, but very, very sad news.
His family also shared in the grief. His younger brother, Matthew Hatton, who also had a professional boxing career, expressed his love and heartbreak at losing his sibling. The tight-knit Hatton family had been central to Ricky's journey from the beginning, and their loss is unimaginable. In 2023, Hatton's life story was highlighted in a documentary simply titled Hatton. The film shed light not only on his career achievements, but also his personal struggles, painting a full picture of a man who experienced the highest highs and lowest lows. Watching him open up so candidly about his battles made many people admire him even more, as he became a symbol of resilience and vulnerability. Ricky Hatton's death at 46 feels tragically premature. His life was filled with incredible triumphs, unforgettable nights of boxing, and personal battles that showed both his strength and his humanity. For fans, he was not just a fighter. They saw him as one of their own, someone who represented them every time he stepped into the ring. The tributes reflect just how deeply he touched lives, not only as a boxer, but as a person who carried his heart on his sleeve. Whether it was Tyson Fury remembering a close friend, Amir Khan thanking him for his inspiration, or Manchester City honoring one of their most passionate supporters, the message is clear. Ricky Hatton's legacy will live on. There will indeed only ever be one Ricky Hatton. He was a warrior, a champion, a man who battled fiercely in the ring and bravely with his own demons outside of it. His story is one of triumph, pain, resilience, and inspiration. Though he has left this world too soon, the chants of his fans and the memories of his legendary nights will echo forever.